All right, fam. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I made $15,000 in 15 days. There is a picture with me and Boo and the check, okay? And I'll tell you how I did it, and then I'm going to show you how you too can actually do this. Now, I do want to let you know that this is not a get rich quick, but this is a get rich for sure. I'm going to share with you a skill set that you can implement in your own city, all right? There's no license needed. You don't need an LLC. You don't need a business license or any kind of license to actually get into the game. And you don't need a boatload of money to actually get started. So what I do for the past 15 years, well, I've been a real estate investor for the past 15 years, but what I've been doing for the past, I would say 8 years now, is I do what's called wholesaling real estates, where you don't buy the property, you don't fix it up. You don't have to wait 4 to 6 months to get paid, which means you don't need a boatload of money to get into the game. Very, very little risk. If you know how to do it correctly, it's almost risk-free. Also too is, you don't need a real estate license. You don't have to deal with contractors. All right. No fixing, none of that. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it with no real estate experience, no construction background, how you can close your first deal for $15,000 in the next, I would say 30 days. It took me 15 days because I already have, I already put in my work. I want to hold on a second. Can you see that? That's Boo, one of our dog. That's Lon's favorite. I have my favorite too. I'll show you a picture of her later. Okay. So what I do is I find distressed property. All right. I find a distressed property with a motivated seller. Typically, these sellers are in a situation, tax delinquents, absentee owner, maybe the property's vacant, maybe they're in pre-foreclosure, or maybe they're in foreclosure. Maybe they're behind on their taxes. Maybe they're in a divorce situation. Maybe they're upside down. Maybe they're having, to pay 2 mortgages, so they can't, or maybe the property needs a lot of work and they don't have the capital to fix it up and they just want to get rid of it fast. So I find a distressed property with a motivated seller. After that, I just negotiate a deal with them. So I typically offer them 30 to 40% under market value. Now, obviously, a lot of them is going to say no, right? But it only takes me one yes to make me $15,000, okay? So imagine if you can make $15,000 a month just flipping contract, just like this, okay? Where I'm going to show you, just like this, right here, this contract right here. Once I negotiate a deal with them, I put that property, typically I lock it up for like 30 to 60 days. The longer, the better, because the longer you lock it up, the more time it gives you to find the buyer for it. So I typically lock it up in a contract for 30 to 60 days, and it only cost me $250, okay, which is the earnest money deposit to secure that contract with that homeowner, which means once I drop off my earnest money deposit, that seller cannot sell the property to anybody else except for me. I can cancel the contract, but they cannot back out. So I can back out, but they cannot back out. And the reason why is because they signed my contract. And I spent thousands of dollars to have my attorney put all the contingent in this contract to lock them in and to give me a way out. So I'll share with you that afterward. But then once I got the deal on the contract, and then I just sent it out to my buyers. So I find a local house flipper who wants to buy, fix, and flip this property, or who wants to buy, fix it, and keep it as a long-term rental. And then I simply just sell my contract, my rights to buy the property over to them, in this case, for $15,000 more. My biggest wholesale fee was $212,000. And I did a video on that. So if you haven't checked it out, check out my other YouTube video. But now I'm going to show you exactly how I found this seller and how I'm able to do it. But that's all it is. That's wholesaling in a nutshell. So there's no buying, there's no fixing. You don't have to deal with the city, getting the permit, babysitting the contractor. So you really don't need to have any construction background or real estate experience to actually do this. It is actually very simple. Wholesaling is probably the quickest and the safest way for you to make money in real estate with very, very little risk. So I'm going to share with you where I found the seller. So there's a software that I use. It's called KingData.ai. So this is where I go to get distressed property, okay? So basically, this is where I go to get all my distressed property. I can literally go into your city, into your states, and I can get any distressed property I want. So let me share with you. So right here, once you sign up, your dashboard is going to look like mine. So for those who haven't got the software yet, right there, it's called KingData.ai. Now, no gatekeeping. I'm going to share it all with you exactly how to do this, okay? So all you need to do is put in the work, because nothing works if you don't, okay? Doesn't matter if I give you all the knowledge, but the execution is what's important. It's what's going to make you the 15,000. After you sign in, your dashboard is going to look very similar to mine. You click on property leads, okay? And then just going to put in your city and your states, wherever it is that you look into wholesale, right? Maybe you live in California, but you want to wholesale in Nevada. Then whatever city and states you want to put in, but start with the city first or a county. So for me, I'm just going to go with Seattle. Okay, I'm going to go with Seattle, Washington. And then once you pull up, it's going to look, so it takes a little time here to refresh, and then you click on filter. I'm walking you through the exact step, okay, that I did to get this deal and made $15,000. You just need to follow the blueprint. So I get rid of apartments. I don't want others. I don't want townhouse. I don't want condos. Mainly, especially if you're new beginners, stick with single family and multifamily. That's probably the best way to do it. And then in this case, this list here actually came from absentee owner, which means they don't live in the property anymore. Okay, it's either vacant or it is rented. So currently there's 35,000 people that's on this list. And then what I did is I narrow it down. I go in here and I put in an AI score of like 600. And it took that list down to 135 people that fast. Now, maybe 135 people is just too small of a list for you. So you can always play with this AI score. And you can redeem your AI credit typically right here. There's a button right here that allow you to redeem your credit. If you sign up for the basic plan, you can change the zip code. So you only get access to the AI score per zip code. And you can only change the zip code once a month. So we change it to 500. So the higher you go, the smaller the list will get. So I typically like to go with 500. Okay, that's a good size list. Okay, 1,697 people. Then all you do is you just go down here to list information. Or sorry, hold on a second here. Where's it? Ownership, and then we just want individually owned. Okay, we don't want government, we don't want trust, we don't want financial. We just want, I typically just like to target individually owned, which means they own it in their personal name. Typically it's a mom and pop then. And I want them to own it for at least, 10 years or more. So I put in 10 years or more right there. And then there's a list right now for 648 people. And all you do, you just click on results. Maybe I did that too fast. So you go here and all you need to do is click on results and then bam. And what's cool about this software is now you just click on any property and it literally will give you their address and their phone number right here. And you can call them. If they're on a do not call list, I wouldn't worry about it. I don't know about you, but I call them anyway. I did the research. Everybody that's on the do not call list does not apply to us real estate investor. We can still technically call them because we're not selling them anything, right? So we're not a telemarketer, but we are looking to buy. So technically it's okay, but do your own research. I did mine already. So there's Jones, there's Joe, there's Michael. So one of this person here is the owner to this property, okay? And I would call them up and I would also email them. I would also text them as well. Here's a mobile number. Here's a landline. I would call them. I would text them. I would also email them. So give you all the contact info at no cost. So skip tracing comes along with it. It doesn't matter if you have the basic or the pro plan. It comes with it for free. As long as you have the software, you get access to it. And then if you go all the way down, it'll give you all the information about the property. So when you do talk to the homeowner, you can literally talk to them. You'll be like, boom, boom, boom. Here we go, right? They have this. So this home style, this is a quadplex, which is a fourplex. It's a multifamily, right? It is built in 1985. There's a square footage. So 3,260, which means you got to divide this by 4. So this is the total square footage. If you divide it by 4, that's what you get per unit. It's a 2-story, 4 units, boom. It'll tell you everything about the property. It also tells you how much they currently owe. So they currently owe about $239,000 on this property. So you can get a lot of information, okay, about this property. Market value, $119,000 or $114,000. That's the market value. And they owe $239,000. It seems like by looking at this, they might owe. Well, this is just the tax assessed value. It doesn't really mean what the property's worth. And then if you want to find out what the property's worth, you can literally hit comps, and it will pull up everything that is sold. And then now you just got to match apple to apple, right? And it show you everything right here. Bam, right? So anything in green is active. Anything in red is anything that is sold. So you want to find sold comps. You don't want active comps, because what it's listed for and what it can sell for is 2 different things. Okay. You can also go in here and you'll be able to be like, you know what? I want it to be a mile. Maybe you just want to get rid of active listing. Maybe you just want to, see anything that is sold. You can just go here and mess with it. You can take away pending as well. If you want everything, then just check it. You can go here, change the square footage. Maybe you just want to, so typically when it comes to comparables, you want anything that is sold within the last 3 to 6 months. Okay, that is the strongest comps. If you go like a year out, the comps gets weaker, right? Because obviously price change typically after a year, but you want to stay within 3 to 6 months if possible. Now, also too at the top, let's just say that you'll be like, yep, here's the 3, here's the 2, and then maybe you found another one, right? And then you just put a thumbs up, and guess what? It will give you the average right here. That's how much. This is the average per square foot that is sold in this area, and the average sell price is $1.3 million. So, which means that property, they owe 200-some thousand on it, but it's worth $1.3 million. So there's a lot of equity actually in there. So those are the type of people that that I would target. So I would call, I would text, I would also email them. Now, let's just say that you want to set up for direct mail. You want to send them some letters. All you need to do is you can go here and then click on direct mail, and literally within 5 minutes, you can get your direct mail campaign really, really set up within like 5 minutes. Okay. But that's the list that we pull, and that's where the list came from. So I got VAs that actually filter and qualify all the leads. So on this deal here, I'll share with you exactly how we got it. We got the list, and the list I think was right about 3,000 people. Okay, so it's right about 3,000 people. That was absentee owner. So let's just say you want to make the list bigger. So let me go in here. Let's go in it again, and I'll share with you. So, Seattle, Washington, boom, filter, and we do it all again. Other apartments, townhome, and condos. Then we choose absentee owner. And then if you really wanted to, you can just leave this blank. You don't have to mess with this. And maybe you want to more focus on here, owner information. So we're just going to go with individual. Let's see how much. Okay, it's going to take that list down to 24,000. And let's just say that we want these people to own the property for at least like 15 years or more. The longer they own the property, the more equity in there for us to work with. There's 9,000. Okay, and then let's just say that we want all of these absentee owner to be out of states, which means they don't live in the states, and the property's either rented or it's vacant. So you just check this. Now that bring your list down to 748 people. But let's just say you want both. You want them to be in states and out of states. Then you just check both. That gives you a list of 9,000. Now let's just say instead of 15. So it really depends on how big of a list you want to target. And it depends on your budget, right? And depend on, so now there's 9,000 or 12,000 people. And then if you want to go up here and maybe we go up here and we're going to add in an AI score of, let's just say 400, right? Maybe because we want to take that list down a little bit more. There's 1,000, maybe it's still too small. So we go with 300. Okay, so let's go with 200. I want to see if we can take the list to like around 3,000 people or so. There it is, 3,500 people that's on this list. So what we did was we sent every single one. So we called them, we text them, and we sent every single one of them a letter as well. Saying, hey, we're interested in buying your property. We're interested in buying your property for cash. Want to make you a free, no risk, no obligation cash offer. So this homeowner actually responds to one of our letters, and my VA got on the phone, filter and qualify the seller. Okay. Now what's crazy is that it's not even the VAs that actually got this. Okay, they went on the phone. It's actually one of Lon's AI filter and qualify the lead, and then set an appointment. And then we call the seller back and was able to negotiate with the seller and put this property on the contract. And what I did is I've been building my cash buyer list for the past 7-8 years. So what we did is once we got on the contract, we blasted out to our buyers, and just within 2 days, we got about 4 buyers that was interested in it. Then the next thing I did was we found 4 buyers that was interested in it. Then we set up what's called a showing/inspection. So most of your buyer wants to go out there and inspect the property, look at the property before they actually close on it, correct? So all you need to do is work out a date and a time with the seller, and then work out a date and a time with your buyer that matches. And the biggest thing is you want to always make sure that you have a someone there to facilitate the showing, right? Someone there to make sure that the buyers and the seller doesn't try to go behind your back and discuss about price. So that's very, very important. And we literally sent our 4 buyers to go out there and inspect the property. One of them came back and willing to give us, right, our asking price. And we're able to get this thing closed in 15 days. The buyer was going to use Harmony loan to actually close on this deal. Typically, if a buyer doesn't have cash and they need to work with a Harmony lender typically needs about 15 days for them to get their paperwork done and actually close. So if you come across a real buyers and they need a 15 days closing, you're good. But if they say they need a 30 to 45 or 60 days closing, it's not a real buyer. It's probably another wholesaler that's trying to daisy change your deal, trying to put your deal in a contract, and then trying to wholesale it. All right. So a real buyer can close 15 days or sooner. If they have their own cash, they can literally close in 3 days if the title company can get all the work done. But that's exactly how I was able to make $15,000 in 15 days. No buying, no fixing, no babysitting contractors, no dealing with the city, no getting permit, none of that BS. And it all comes down to having your contract set up correctly. So which means, let's just say you got a property in a contract, and if you can't find a buyer, let's just say I can't find a buyer for this deal, I can literally call the seller back and just cancel the contract, walk away, and even get my earnest money deposit back. Bam. And that is why I love wholesaling. It's so much easier to scale. So let's just say that if you were to fix and flip, I did that when I first started. I did it for 4.5 years. It is the worst business to get in. So if you're a new real estate investor and you're like, Kong, there's buy and hold, there's being a realtor, there's fix and flip, and there's wholesale. Most people don't know about wholesaling, right? Most new real estate investors, when they get into the game, all they think about is buy and hold, becoming a realtor, or fix and flip, right? And fix and flip, it is the worst business to get in. It is the most high risk, right? Because one bad deal, you can literally lose all your money and you can be in debt. I did it for 4.5 years, so I know what I'm talking about. I almost went bankrupt, okay? It is the worst. It is a nightmare. Babysitting, dealing with contractor, and all that. And that's when I discovered wholesaling, and it changed my game. And I'm telling you right now, wholesaling real estate is your ticket to your financial freedom. It's your ticket to escaping the J-O-B. Because all you really need to do is one deal a month. That's it. Imagine if you just do one deal a month, that makes you $15,000. And $15,000 in today's market, I believe that you can get $15,000 per deal in any city, any state. If you know what you're doing, if you know how to negotiate, if you pick the right market, right? You don't want to be in a super expensive market. But imagine if you just do $15,000 a month. And this is something that you can do part-time. You don't have to go into full-time, because I know a lot of you have a J or the B, or you have an 8 hours job, right? And maybe this is something you can do 1 or 2 hours a day. Or maybe this is something that you can just do on the weekend and make an extra $15,000 a month. If we take $15,000 a month times 12, how much is that a year? That's $180,000. I truly believe that in today's world, there's no reason why you can't make at least $15,000 a month. That, like, the bare minimum. Now, if you're new, if you've never done a deal before, let me share with you how to sign up for the software really quick, and then I'll give you a. If you have between $100 to $1,000 to invest into your self-education, into your wholesaling business, I'm going to share with you something that I recently just launched, where I made it extremely affordable for you to get into the game today without breaking your bank account. But before that, let me share with you exactly how to sign up for the software. For those of you who say, Kong, how do I sign up? It is really easy, and it is very friendly user. I use it. I'm not a high-tech guy, so if I can use it, I know you can too. Okay, so here we go. Let me share the screen with you really quick. Okay, so all you need to do is type in, go to KingData.ai, okay? And let me put it in here just in case. All you need to do is go to KingData.ai, and then it's going to look something like this. All you need to do is click on Get Started. It'll take you all the way down here. And then there's a basic and there's a pro plan. I know a lot of you are confused and say, Kong, which one should I start? Honestly, if you're new, I would start here with the basic. Once you like it, you can always upgrade it to the pro. Obviously, the pro, you get more perks. You get more, you activate more things. Here's what comes with the basic. Here's what comes with the pro. And, you want to click on month to month. Cancel anytime you want. It's $149. And if you have the money and you're like, Kong, I just want to pay for the entire year, it will come out to save you about $600. So you click on annual and you just pay the whole lump sum up front, and you click start. And literally it takes you less than 5 minutes to get you sign up, get you rock and roll. And then you can go in and watch this video, pull your own list, start doing what I just shared with you. Okay. So if you have between $100 to $1,000 to invest into your self-education or into your business, and you're looking to get into the game now without breaking your bank account, here's something I recently just launched, where I'll give you my bulletproof contract. So this is the contract that I've been using for the past 15 years, to be able to back out of the deal. I'll give it to you. I'll also give you my assignment contract, because that's the purchase and sell contract. I'll give you the assignment contract. I'll also give you a JV contract. So all the contract that you need to get started, having the right contract is extremely important. Now, I know some of you will be like, well, Kong, I can just go ahead and print some contract online. Yes, the answer is yes, you can do that. But you don't know if the contract is bulletproof. When you get into a situation, it gets messy, you get in trouble. So all I know is my contract. I've been using it. It works. I even give it to my students. I have students across different states, and it worked for them as well. So having that contract give you that peace of mind. It's very important. I'll also give you my badass seller script, where I'll teach you how to talk, how to negotiate with these homeowners and overcome any objection that they got. And honestly, if you study the scripts, you can you can become a closer within like 30 days. The biggest reason I think most real estate wholesalers fail when they get into the game is that they just trying to get lucky. They watch a bunch of YouTube videos. They don't have the proper training. They don't have the contract set up correctly. They don't have the script. So they just out there winging it. And that's why they haven't closed any deals yet. And typically most end up quitting after 2-3 months because they're trying to get lucky. So I want to give you, obviously, the tools that you need to go out to there to battle. I'll also give you a step-by-step course showing you exactly how to do this and get into the game. I'll also put you in a private community where you can network, ask questions, and do deals with other real estate investors across the country, just like you. And also, too, is I'll drop a new course every single week to keep you on top of your wholesaling game and in front of your competitions, which means I'll be sharing with you tips, tricks, secrets, hacks, and strategies that I probably don't, share on YouTube before. Now, all of that, I usually charge about $1,800 for it. But I decided to launch my Skool Community and make it extremely affordable, less than what you pay for dinner, and that can get you into the game right now with the most least amount of risk. So if you come and join, you don't like it, you can just cancel, and all you lost, you probably didn't lose anything because you got the contract, you got the script, and you get the courses, okay? So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you're like, Kong, I'm ready to rock and roll, bam. Go to skool.com/WTM club. Now, the only problem is that we only have spots for 50 people left. That's it. So the link is or you can check the link in my description. All right. G Brown said, I signed up for the Skool last week after watching your lives. No excuses now. Honestly, my whole thing is I created the Skool Community just to remove all the excuse, because a lot of you be like, hey, Kong, I can't afford, your academy. I can't afford, some of these high expensive courses. Do you have something that's more affordable so I can get into the game, learn the game, connect with others, and then start, putting in the work? And this is truly the best place and the most affordable place without breaking your bank account. G Brown said, it's so much value in Kong Skool now. People don't have the excuse to get in to wholesaling. G Brown, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. G Brown, just if you can, I love to hear your personal feedback. I'll put a link here, G Brown. If you can jump on the live and just be honest, man, share with people the experience. Because I know a lot of people hearing it from me is one thing, but hearing from hearing from club members is probably a better thing. So G Brown, I just popped the link there. I love to bring you on live and share your experience, how you like the Skool community. And you can just be honest, because I know some people are just on the fence. They're like, I don't know how good it is. I don't know how much value I get from it, just, for paying that much. And I can tell you right now, the value is endless. Now, the cool thing is that, let's just say that if you get in today for $57 a month, right? The price will go up because we start at $19. Then it went to $27, $37, $40, $47. Now we're at $57. So the price goes up every 100 club member we hit. So once we hit 500 club member, it's going to go to $67. Now, what's cool is whatever price you lock in today, that is the price that you pay for life. But if you cancel and then later you want to come back in, you have to pay the higher price. So it's a way for to incentivize those of you who took action, right? So the cool thing is that you pay whatever you pay today, regardless of how high the price goes up. Your price stays the same, but the value keeps on stacking. You're continuing to getting more value every single day. And the key thing is not just about, value, but being able to, put you in a room where you can, build relationships and connect with others and actually close deals. So instead of telling you, I want to show you something really quick here. Hold on a second. Let me share something with you really quick here. Let me share with you a club member. His name is Nathan. I don't know if you saw Nathan, but I literally brought Nathan on a quick live on my last one. And Nathan is work at what is it? Oh my God, FedEx. And he quit and went all into wholesaling, and he's in my Skool community. And guess what happened today? Let me share my screen with you really quick here. And hopefully this will get you excited, will get you motivated, will pump you up, and help you make a decision whether it is for you or not. But what do you have to lose? So the biggest thing is once you sign up, okay, go to Classroom. This is where all the courses is at. Okay, this is where you get access to all the course. Like, it's endless. All right. And every single week, I'm dropping new one every single week. Like, this is just page 1, and then you go to page 2. Okay. So anyways, let me share with you a club members who just lock up his a property under contract. So Nathan, I got to give Nathan a shout out. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Just pop my cherry. I love how he say that. First assignment sent. Got into 2 weeks ago of wholesaling and just got my first agreement sent under contract for $27,000 for a multifamily. I don't know where Nathan is at, but dude, you cannot even buy a piece of land in my area for $27,000. I don't know if you can even buy a mobile home, a manufactured home for $27,000. So I don't know where he lives, but it's pretty cheap. So he just got his first deal. I'm excited. And as you can see, you know, when you're able to come into a community like this, you know, where people actually, you know, help each other out. There was a one, I can't remember, but there's so many, right? And all you need to do is introduce yourself. You just never know. One connection, one piece of information can change your life. So currently right now we have 448 members. Like I said, once we hit 500, the price is going to go up. So the info's there. The choice is really up to you, whatever it is that you want to do. But I guess G Brown doesn't want to jump on, which is fine. So I appreciate each and every single one of you that's here. Now, if you're like, hey, Kong, I need more of a hands-on mentorship. So this is more like you're talking about like my academy. So my academy is a little bit more of a premium price, but that's where you get to work directly with me. Like tonight, we're going to have a meeting, right? Which is live coaching. That's where you get to work directly with me and my team. And you can find out more about that if you just book a call with my team or check the link in my descriptions. Go here. Because I don't think I have time to explain all that. So hold on a second. Oh, G Brown just joined. Okay, cool. Hold on a second, bro. So for those, where is my, okay. So for those of you who wants that hands-on coaching, just go to coachwithkong.com. You work with me and my team. Okay. G Brown, what up, dude?
Yeah, what's up, brother? I'm at work right now, so I can't really talk too long, but I want to get on live just to let people know that this is a great opportunity for people now to get into wholesaling because it's so much value in your school. I mean, I'm just starting off now, but it's so much value in your school, and I just feel like this is a perfect opportunity now for someone to get started and be successful.
G Brown, I want to say, dude, thank you so much, right, for the kind word, dude. And hey, it's an honor. I'm grateful to have you a part of the club. All right, I look forward to seeing you closing your first deal, and then, dude, escaping the J O the B, bro.
Yeah,
Appreciate
I'm
you,
gonna
man.
escape this real soon, man. Real soon.
Hey, let's what? Let's what? Let's go
Let's
get
get
this
this money.
money, dude. That's awesome. You know, you see, seeing this, man. It's what really seeing this is what really makes me decided to launch my school community, because I have so many people who tells me not to do it because I was charging $1,800, you know, for all the information that I will share with you in my school community, right? Those are my courses that I usually charge for: the contract, the scripts, and the course, right? That's what I usually charge. But I have so many of you who reach out and who say, Kong, I can't afford it. Do you have something that's more affordable for me so I can just kind of get into the game and kind of get all the all the tools, the training, so I can, obviously, hopefully, to close my first deal. And, seeing like G Brown and seeing, Nathan is also, Nathan worked for FedEx, and seeing him pulling the triggers and now getting his first property on a contract, it just makes it all worth it. And I put a ton of hours into it, over 100 hours of all the tools, all the trainings, all the resource that you get. And my goal is to provide, obviously, as much value in there as possible. But once again, nothing works if you don't, right? So I appreciate it. G Brown, if you're watching this, thank you so much for hopping on really quick and drop me that quick testimonial. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And for those of you who's looking to get in, I look forward to seeing you in there. Make sure when you get in, introduce yourself, tag me, and let's go get this. Oni, take care.